We have the terror of terrapins, the destroyer of them, staring deeply into a puddle at the moment, thinking about springing upon a poor, unsuspecting terrapin. Now, he's been sneaking about the edge of this waterhole, this little very thick green grassy pan. We saw him, just could make him out as he moved through the long grass. Fortunately, he's come out into the open, but he's very intently staring into that puddle. Oh, it's a bit bigger than a puddle. Maybe he's after a frog. Look, here we go. He's got a wet foot. He looks like he might be getting a more wet foot. There's something that's holding his interest in that little puddle. There we go. He's in the water. He's just an amazing leopard. He seems just completely nonplussed by the water, unlike most of the other leopards. There we go. You can see him carefully stepping into the mud. I suppose we could also call him the terror of monitor lizards. No luck there. So maybe he's going to come terrorize his sister, who's also here. We actually spotted little Xongile first. There we go. So I think he's heading straight for his sister, and she's just over here. Oh, and look, there is a terrapin that has been right in front of her. He's trying to make an escape. Do you see the terrapin there, Craig? Where is it? In the grass? Trying to sneak away from her. Oh, trouble if Mr. Hosana spots you, terrapin, because he's on his way. So there he is. Now he's spotted Xongile, who's not so interested in the terrapin. Now that terrapin, I'm pretty sure, has been brought out by one of the little cubs, because it was still wet on its back. But it was lying right in front of Xongile when we first spotted it. Obviously, she couldn't get through that hard exoskeleton, so now the terrapin is trying to make its way very carefully away from the leopards. They really do like this Twin Dams area. No, she's not too interested in that escaping terrapin. I think if Hosana spots it, it'll be a different story altogether. Little Xongile having a nap. Hosana's still up on the dam wall in front of us, and he's giving his feet a good clean after getting them all wet and dirty. Well, Robert, a big welcome to Safari Live. Robert's wondering, how do we tell the leopards apart? Well, with these two, it's quite easy. It's their birthday tomorrow, actually. They'll be a year old tomorrow. And he is so much bigger than his sister. It's very easy to identify him. And his sister is much, much smaller. Sorry, I just need to be on the radio for a second. Aubrey. Orbs, did you copy? We've got Hosana and Xongile at Twin Dams. The two Mampimpa and Ingwe. At Twin Dams. So you can see he's giving himself a good clean, and he got nice and muddy when he went into that water. Copy. So Karula is obviously out hunting somewhere. So we had a... Oh dear. Now I was hoping that young Hosana comes back for that terrapin. Now, Gail's wondering, does Hosana still have a limp? It didn't look like he was limping as he was moving towards us. So he probably just got a minor bruise when he fell out of a tree or playing with his sister. He looks like he wants to be up to mischief. Where are you off to next, mister? Are you going to pounce on your sleeping sister? Or are you going to go attack some poor unexpecting terrapins or birds? And he's definitely spotted there's some grey go-away birds over in that area that were flapping around that he's spotted. No, not that interesting. More interested in cleaning his feet. Now we're going to sit right here, see what the little ones get up to next. But in the meantime, Jamie's got an animal that is absolutely petrified of the likes of Xongile and Hosana. Going live. Oh, well, Hosana just got hold of that terrapin and gave it a few licks and turned it upside down and just left it there. So that poor terrapin is stuck on its back. And let's see if it's going to be able to flick itself over. A little bit. There we go, there it is. So he's flicked it onto its back while it was trying to escape. Hosana, the true terror of terrapins. Well, we'll keep an eye on that terrapin. Him and his sister are being quite affectionate though, so let's just move forward a bit. Hi guys. How's that, Craig? Perfect, there we go. Hey, you two. So they're right on that dam wall below us. And there's Xongile is moving off. It is getting quite warm, so they might start heading for the shade in not too long. Quite an interesting angle on a leopard, not one we get too often. He has got such a lovely golden coat, much darker than his mom. Well, D in Delta is wondering, could these cubs actually get into the terrapin shell and eat it? I think that terrapin's a bit too big. Oh, look, he's trying to right himself. Oh, he's done it. Did he manage? Or did he put himself further on his back? Oh no, he's made it worse for himself. He was at a slight angle, and he's actually managed to put himself right on his back now. Look at that. Oh, nearly. Come on. Come on. Come on. Well, it looks like he's a bit nervous that he just moved, that Hosana might be paying attention again, which he is. So the terrapin's gone still, but we will be keeping an eye on that. But while we sit here with these incredible cats and the unfortunate terrapin, let's go back to James, who's got an armored creature of his own. Look at that. So the terrapin managed to get himself upright, but Hosana has now got his paw on top of him. He is truly the terror of terrapins. Now, I think he's going to try to walk away to get the terrapin to move. So I think it's more of a game for him than anything else. He's looking at the lapwings that flew over. Now, let's see. As soon as that terrapin starts moving again, I'm sure he will get attracted to it again. Now, he's sitting there. He's going to wait for that terrapin to make a move to keep himself entertained. As Dee was asking, I think that terrapin's just a little bit too tough for a leopard of his size. I think if he really wanted to, he might be able to crack open some of it, but the risk is not worth the effort. I think it's more of a game for him with the terrapins. It's the challenge of getting them out of the water, and then, oh, the terrapin moved slightly. There we go. Look at it. So every time the poor creature moves, Hosana comes into stalk mode. Oh, shame. So he's more interested in if it moves, I must chase it, just like a domestic cat. Now it's not moving, it's not that interesting. I wonder where the queen is. Hopefully she's caught something on Djuma and might even come fetch them this morning. That poor terrapin. So he is waiting for that terrapin to move again. Every time that poor terrapin moves, he pounces upon it. He's flipped it onto its back once. And that terrapin's getting much closer to the water now. But I'm pretty sure he carried it out from that other pan where we saw him fishing earlier, because there was still water on the back of that terrapin's back. And as we know with this leopard, he is slightly mad in the head, and he goes swimming. And he goes swimming to hunt terrapins. I'm staring at the terrapin, wishing it to move. He's sitting a bit close for it to move now. You never know, the terrapin is so close to the water now. There you go. Apparently a lot of you think that young Hosana should stop terrorizing the poor terrapin. I don't think he's going to, I'm afraid. Every time it moves, it's going to trigger his instincts. He probably had quite a job getting it out of the water earlier today. He doesn't want to let his toy go back. He's the only leopard in South Africa I've seen that has almost zero fear of water. Now, whether that's because he grew up during a drought and the water is just such a novelty and it's got so many fun toys like frogs and terrapins in it. Now, leopards in other parts of Africa, in the Okavango Delta, the Kwando swamps and the rainforest basin, are all very adept at dealing with water and will swim actually sometimes quite big distances between islands and peninsulas. And I've seen a leopard in the Okavango that specialized at hunting lechwe in quite shallow water, and she would often drown the lechwe when she caught them, so holding their heads under the water. And she wasn't a particularly big leopard either. Oh, the terrapin moved. He's just wishing that terrapin to move. The terrapin's trying to make an escape. And saying, okay, if I move a little bit, maybe he won't grab me this time. There we go. He's on the move. Oh, shame. Now, let's see what he does this time. Look, I've just seen him lick it. I haven't seen him try bite it yet. Well, we did watch him flip it onto its back earlier, and that terrapin performed some incredible acrobatics to get back. As he flipped it onto the back. No, not this time. Oh, Mr. Hosana, that terrapin's going to make his escape soon. Now, VR Viking is wondering, would the terrapin ever bite his paw? Well, I think if he managed to get into the shell, yes, he would. Oh, the terrapin's on the move. Is he going to make it down to the water again this time before Hosana decides to pounce? I think he might. I think his time as Hosana's toy is over. There we go. The safety of the water. Hosana obviously got bored of it. Now, I just want to show you how Xongile is sleeping, because she is in quite a funny looking spot. And, you got her there, or were we too close? No, there we go. Here she is. And she looks very comfortable and quite a strange little thing in a little sort of ditch caused by the rain. Seems to fit her perfectly. Now, the wonderful thing about sitting here with these little ones is that Mom could return at any time and could lead us off to where she's made a kill. And I didn't find any tracks of her heading to the south, so hopefully she's still somewhere here in the north. But while we sit with the sleeping cats, it seems like James has found a great grey beast on foot. So young Xongile has moved out of the sun, and she's found her spot, a lovely shady spot next to the little leadwood tree here. And here she is. Hosana is still being Hosana and lying in the sun, but I'm sure he'll move shortly as well. That tick was just me putting up my handbrake. We don't want to go for a swim. So I don't think they're going to get up to too much more now, as it's getting quite warm. She hasn't spotted it yet, but there's a terrapin. Oh, I think she just spotted it now. In the shallows. Oh, it's just disappeared under the water again. But it is moving parallel to where she is. Let's see if it pops its head up again. And it's a smaller terrapin. But I don't think she's quite as keen as her brother on diving into the water after terrapins. Remember, hashtag Safari Live on Twitter, or questions at WildEarthTV. If you have any questions for us out here. And of course, very exciting, tomorrow is the Cubs' birthday, and we will be having a fireside chat to celebrate Hosana and Xongile. Oh, well, they've now joined up in the shade, and I don't think, as I said, they're going to move too much, and we've got some birding to do, and as I said, they're going to sleep here in the shade. Hosana got tired of being hot in the sun, so let's go see what other creatures are out there. Isn't he gorgeous? I would definitely look for him again on the sunset safari. Oh, where is that bird that's calling so close to us? Somewhere in the tree above the leopards. So our bird, and quite a lot of you are wondering whether Hosana is in danger of crocodiles because he doesn't have that fear of water. Well, a little bit, I would say, but he seems to stay further away from the bigger water. He tends to stick to the pans, but there could be that danger of crocodiles. Now, he's grown up in a drought, and this is an area that doesn't have a lot of crocodiles, so that could work in his favor. But yes, he definitely is, as of all animals, are in danger of crocodiles when they go close to larger bodies of water. Now, he heard a dung beetle flying. That's what he was looking up at. And I'm sure they're going to be in this area come the sunset safari. Now, let's continue on, leave the lovely little leopards to snooze, and let's see if we can find some more birds for our February bird list.